Cyberpunk 2077, which is one of the most highly anticipated games of 2020 and due for release on the 20th of December, has seen its official system requirements released today. As of 2020's flagship ray tracing-enabled games, it will no doubt drive sales of high-end graphics cards, especially those from Nvidia that have supported ray tracing for 2 generations. Starting with the minimum spec at 1080p and low settings, you'll need at least a Core i5 desktop quad-core CPU such as a Core i5-3750K or AMD FX 8310 paired with 8GB of memory and NVIDIA GTX 780 class graphics card with at least 3GB VRAM. If you want to play at 1080p with high graphics settings, then you'll need a GTX 1660 Super or GTX 1060 with 6GB VRAM and a 4-core CPU with 8 threads. The specifications also suggest that 8GB of RAM will not be enough, stating 12GB is the minimum here. Thankfully, the GTX 1060 was a hugely popular GPU, so as long as you're happy with 1080p, then chances are if you have a fairly decent, modern gaming PC you should be fine. This is classed at 2560 by 1400 resolution and ultra graphics settings, and here you'll need an RTX 2060 or similar graphics card, again with a 4-core, 8-thread CPU and at least 12GB of system memory. Still without ray tracing enabled, the Ultra setting is classed as 4K and Ultra settings, and here you'll need an RTX 3070 or RTX 2080 Super, so an RTX 2080 Ti is also enough, as is an RX 6800, but you'll still be okay with a 4-core, 8-thread CPU at least as powerful as an Intel Core i7 4790 and Ryzen 5 3600, and you'll need at least 16GB of RAM too. Want ray tracing? Of course you do, it's Cyberpunk 2077 after all, and here you'll need an RTX 2060 or better. Likely an upgrade for most PC users, a Core i5 4970 Ryzen 3 3200G or better CPU along with 16GB of RAM, although the Steam hardware survey does at least point to a huge amount PC gamers now sporting 16GB of memory. This is classed as 2560 by 1440 with ray tracing at Ultra, and here you'll need a beefy system with an RTX 3070 and a Core i7 6700 or Ryzen 5 3600 along with 16GB of RAM. It remains to be seen if the Radeon RX 6800 offers similar performance here, especially as Nvidia can enable DLSS. This is classed as 4K with Ultra settings, and you'll need an RTX 3080 along with a Core i7 6700 or Ryzen 5 3600 plus 16GB of RAM. With DLSS being an option in the game, it's likely the RTX 3080 will be the starting point for the ultimate visuals. I'll be checking out what hardware you need to play Cyberpunk 2077, so follow me here on Forbes YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram or Reddit for more PC hardware news and reviews.